Hello, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another iRacing video. Today we are at Tsukuba and we're going to be racing in the TCR yet again with our mates here over from Australia and New Zealand. So it's going to be a little bit, we're once again racing with Wilver Racing as we always do, and this time we're starting in P7. Looking to get the best result possible here in our beautiful TCR Audi. Now obviously it is quite a tricky grid sometimes, and well, this time at Tsukuba it's a shorter track as well, so it's going to become quite intense, I can tell you that much. As the lights are out here, we immediately get off to quite a good start here. Got a car on our outside here, as long as we make sure we don't touch Wilver right, and he goes slightly ahead of us for now. No opportunities to take him back here. These corners will be quite similar to the ones at Sanford, and just a little bit of a smaller scale it feels like. And then as you make your way through this tiny Japanese circuit, you'll see that immediately the pace is up there with some of the faster drivers out there. So we're looking to catch here. I mean, we're in P5, that's honestly really good. But still, we've got so much to do. There's so much on the line, of course, as always. And this time it's looking like we don't have the pace quite yet. We've got to try and stay away from here. Cold tires all around, they're not helping here either. And obviously it's a front wheel drive car, so you know you're going to have some understeer of some sort. But for now it's Tim Bird ahead of us. We're already coming through the last corner again. That just shows you how incredibly quick the circuit is. We go a little bit too wide there. We wanted to accelerate, but we had to lift to make sure we made the corner. It's going to cost us a little bit here. The top four stays ahead for now, as the car behind us, Mr. Michael Ferguson, is catching ever so slightly. As we make our way through, where you can see that the gap ahead is definitely becoming bigger, even though we're trying to set our best record here. This time a lot more confident on the steering as well, and it's already saved us half a second compared to last time. This time we're all good. Just seeing if we can make the best out of it here. Car on the left, so we need to make sure that we defend or we let him go. He's still out there somewhere. It looks like he has fallen off ever so slightly here, so now we are back into the same position. I don't think there was contact between us at all, so we're just going to stay in our own position now. Top 4 getting ahead now. Obviously we were busy fighting. Al Franson currently leads as well, as they're looking to escape from us here. Obviously the TCR cars, they are quite difficult. They tend to understeer, obviously front wheel drive as well. They don't have a lot of aero going for them, so it was definitely tricky cars. But interesting to see what they can do nevertheless. I mean, it's a little bit different than the M4 GT4, it's a little bit different than the F4, obviously very different to the M4 actually. Making for quite good racing, and well, so far the series has been quite a blast here. Obviously last time we managed to recover quite well. We are obviously joining in midway this season as well, so we have missed the first race. Second race was quite good on our end, and then the race we're currently watching is the third race of the season here over at Tsukuba. We've got some more Japanese on the tracks, some Japanese tracks on the planning as well. Mainly Suzuka being the main one, and as well as that, I would like to remind you guys that if you are liking the content so far, you make sure you like and subscribe as well. Very much appreciated from our end here. And as you might be able to see, our channel has grown quite steadily, and that's made for quite good racing overall. Makes me quite happy to see. It makes Sven very happy as well. So make sure you like and subscribe. Back to the racing action now. You can see that the drivers in first and second have kind of escaped from the rest here. Maybe that will allow us to catch up to the drivers ahead here. We're only ever so slightly slower, so a small mistake could get him here, as long as we get the consistency going. Let me see this time in the dark as well. It's difficult conditions out there, and this game can be very brutal when it comes to driving without the lights on. And here we come at it now. It's going to be a little bit of a long straight. The longest straight this track actually features is still quite small, of course, with the lap times around a minute each, so we're going to see quite a few laps out here. Obviously this track is quite popular, especially with the MX-5s, where it really makes for good racing. It's fun to see. And honestly, I really like the layout here too. Quite twisty, but still kind of fast as well. Obviously, there being multiple variants of this track as well. This is the long one, the 2K version. Currently set in P5. We're not really getting closer to Michael Kelly ahead of us. Was Tim Burt we were chasing, but they swapped around positions earlier. Now David Chalk's behind us, but Michael Ferguson is on a different lap. He's actually the one closest by now in the back, so we don't really have that much to do and see behind us, which is obviously great. Makes it just a little bit easier for us to manage. As we come in, and we've just set our fastest lap again at 1:01. Get to break under the 1 minute mark here, but obviously as fuel's going to come down, it's going to come eventually. It's only a matter of time, I feel like. Making our way through the final corner yet again. Into the straight we go. Coming into turn 1, it's quite a difficult turn as well, of course, but this time we managed it quite well. Making our way through nicely here. Gotta make sure we steer in properly. Focus on those exits for now. As we see, our main objective is to get to the drivers ahead of us now. Michael Kelly being our first target here. He's doing similar lap times as us at the moment, so we definitely should be able to manage him. Also a similar safety rating as well as a similar I rating. Both on roughly 0.5k in terms of I rating. Here's no 0.6, we're on 0.5, so it's quite close. David Chalk is behind by a massive margin here, so we are not worried about the drivers behind us at all for the time being. Even though it can always be a little bit deceptive with how short the track really is, but that's just how it is. And well, here we come at it again. Making our way through the first corner. And then just a matter of making sure you get that exit right until you actually got to accelerate again. Making our way for the right-hander. It's all looking good. Here we go onto the limit. A little bit over it perhaps because we needed to lift a little bit here. And that's cost us a tiny bit of time here. But the driver ahead isn't going anywhere. So Michael Kelly's definitely feeding our presence here. He's seeing us move on. Trying to catch as much as possible here as we're making it through. And onto the straight, if you look at the bottom screen, you can just really see how dark it is out there.
The car in P2, just set the fastest lap, 0.163.
There we go. It's 1:00.163. Not yet in the under a minute mark here for Wiley Earnshaw, but we're getting very close. As we decide to keep it moving, I wonder when we're gonna see the calls coming through to, you know, get our pit in, do everything we need to tactically. Because at the moment it definitely feels like we could get Michael Kelly with a good strategy here. Well, the last 2 laps they were not as good as we wanted them to be. They're a bit less clean as always, but now they're looking a little bit better now, so we're all good, and we're looking to keep that up as well whenever possible. For now though, all is alright, and just going to be trying to pushing it to the absolute limit. At least that's our preferred method here. If we can, that would be very nice. Definitely help us de-stress a little bit here. And this is once again a reminder as well that if you've liked the content so far, make sure you like and subscribe and help us out massively. As always, a big shout out to Wilver Racing for letting us race, even though we're from a completely different region as well, making it quite interesting. It's obviously us being from the DACH region, Germany, Austria, Switzerland. They are all from Australia and New Zealand, so it's quite a big gap as well. But ping-wise, it has actually been quite okay so far, interestingly enough. And I don't know why that had happened, but I guess life works in mysterious ways. We did get in here, and so far it's been awesome, I gotta say. So that's cool to see. Now so far so good. I mean, plenty of opportunities to try and do something more here.
The car in C1, just set the fastest lap,
Fastest lap here for the current race leader. So yeah, the times, they are improving. And they're improving quite massively. Awesome to see. At the moment, we don't know if it's enough to, you know, try and really fight for it, but it feels like we're at least maintaining that gap for the time being here, so it's no stress. I mean, we're all okay, and see what happens afterwards, I suppose. Well, as we come at it now, I must say I do have some questions as to what the strategy is going to be here. I mean, it's a little bit under 20 minutes to keep it going here, and the gap has roughly remained the same. Interesting enough, David Chalk is now actually about to get lapped as well, so he hasn't been able to keep up the pace that the other drivers have. Interestingly enough, gotta say. And yeah, his lap times are 2 seconds slower, but that really shouldn't matter that much, you'd like to think. But on a small track like this, oh man, it does. It does absolutely matter. At the moment, all is good. Just focusing on our own thing. Drivers ahead seem slightly faster at the moment, but that could obviously change rather rapidly. There's no reason to say anything as a commitment as of yet. I mean, anything can still change, and everything will still change. I can tell you that much. Basically a guarantee at this point that something will change. At the moment, it's looking like a quite dull race here. Yet again, we're not really involved in too much action as of yet. We'll see. Time will tell. See whether we actually get into some action. I mean, I can only imagine we will at some point, because those races, they always have some form of plot twist, right? So it's awesome to see, really. At the moment, all is good. Obviously, P6 out of 8, it wouldn't be too spectacular, especially now with Shane not really going anywhere. But still, you know, we just focus up on what we can actually do and what we do have going for us, because that's the only thing that we really can influence, right? So, not much surprises there. There's a little bit of a fight there going on between some of the positions, as we will see the first driver's pit now. So obviously with that pit, we're going to overtake him, but that's only temporary. So, you know, got to make sure that we get that overcut right, or if we come in, maybe we can at least catch up a little bit. When it's actually going to come through, time will tell us. We make it yet again through the Zandvoort-esque turn, except the difference is that that one actually goes up and this one doesn't really have that much elevation in it. But it's kind of weird, and definitely some inspiration from the Dutch track. One day we raced that as well. That was quite fun to see. We raced over at Zandvoort in the F4. Absolutely love the car, absolutely love the track. It's awesome to see.
The leader's pitting now.
They're spitting now. That's usually a sign that we're roughly halfway through the race, and that is indeed the case.
Go left.
And as we make it through yet again, we now get a more discreet overtake done here, so we move on. Rather nicely, we're getting those positions in. As we just focus on our shifting points, we focus on everything else. There's very little drivers left in the race here, interestingly enough. Feels like it's getting less and less busy on the track. We're obviously going to feel that as well. It's basically guaranteed at this point. As we keep at it now, we see as well that we are taking our sweet timer now. Obviously coming into the pits, it's really small out there. Difficult to actually stay on track. Not something I have seen before, but oh man, that is the tightest pit lane I've ever seen. Feels like, at least.
Pit box in 5, 3, 2, 1.
Here we make it in.
Okay, you're in second, right here.
Well, some reconnects and disconnects happening now too. Well, so we're in, we're serving a pit stop. There's plenty of cars in the pits now. It's going to get interesting when we all go out, because then we're really going to see who's got the better of the pits here. It's also going to depend, obviously, a little bit on the tactics that we've gone for. But so far, really interesting to see.
Go, go, go!
There's the sign we can get going here. Actually, the driver ahead of us is just stuck in the pits. That was one of the drivers that we were seeing a little bit before, but has now decided, you know what, this is enough, and we're going to be doing our own thing. And there we, unfortunately, have a little bit of a moment there coming out of the pit lane. That was most definitely not what we were hoping for, but well, that happens. Mistakes happen, and
You'll need a tow back to pit lane.
now already the
Hold the reset button and we'll come and get you.
message as well that we should come back in. The meatball flag's out, and that's obviously going to hurt us a little bit here. As we keep at it now, it's just a matter of time. You'd like to think that drivers are going to take some risks to gain some more positions, but we're not fighting for anything at the moment. I mean, we just got to get back in, and that obviously hurts a lot. That was supposed to be your opportunity, but unfortunately it's not worked out that way.
The car in front is pitting.
Car front spitting.
Closing on you. The gap is 5.7 seconds.
5.7 seconds now over on the car ahead here.
Pit box in 5.
Now we once again gotta time the pits after making it in. It's gonna cost us so much timer to try and do anything, unfortunately. Yeah, that really does sting, doesn't it? As we see the drivers in the first position coming in. And we also see that it's a quite difficult battle out there. Well, as we come at it here, we're stuck, and
That's it, go.
now we finally get the sign to get going here. More drivers are starting to get going too. Is it all too little too late? I'm not so certain. Time will tell, I suppose. Here we come then. Going at it yet again. This time we're cleaner off, and obviously the driver that we do see behind us is on a different lap, so we're not going to be fighting him, at least not immediately. That's not the plan, at least.
9.831. Car right.
Car on the right here, definitely making things interesting. As we come at it now, we also see that there's a little bit over 10 minutes remaining here. There's plenty of things to do for us. We're looking to maximize whatever we can get here. Currently P6. Now obviously we did see some disconnects as well, so it's hard to really pinpoint where we would have been in the full lobby, but It's been plenty of action. That is most definitely a way to describe this rather easily. It's quite interesting to see, I can't lie. It's always action-packed around here, and once again it's most definitely paid off, it feels like. Here we come. Over towards this long straight again. In P5 for the time being.
It's going well. Keep at it. Can't stop on the right.
Getting more and more notifications out there as well as cars all doing their own thing. Once again a driver in the pit too, which we do easily overtake, but that's not for position unfortunately for us. Quite a shame. Would have loved to gain some more obviously, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Unfortunately for us at least, that is. This time, looks like there's once again more action between the back markers and the drivers in the lead. It's really getting hectic out there. Well, as we make it through, we're kind of driving in no man's land again, unfortunately for us. See, in the TCR there's not much else to see. That was one of the most exciting car, at least, to be in. As we keep growing, we once again learn every single lap. See if there's anything that we can improve. And this time, 8 minutes left on the clock here. We make our way through the right-hander here. Over in the dark, it's been quite a spectacular race in the beginning, but unfortunately after that the action's fell off. Now obviously it's a little bit of a less filled track than we usually race on in the open lobbies. You're guaranteed of a full lobby. This one, not so much, as you're racing with the same people every time and really making it interesting. Well, at the moment we waited out seeing if we're gonna see any action. No, we're not sure, but gotta make sure that we keep our eyes open. Things might change. At the moment we wait. Six and a half minutes. It's all that remains. See, we're still waiting for that as well, right? When are we gonna see some more action on track? There's 5.5 minutes remaining. It's looking to do it all. 5.5 minutes. It's all the time we get to try and improve. And obviously the driver ahead of us is roughly in 12 seconds. Now catching up would technically be possible, but it's going to have to be due to some form of a miracle, which at the moment we haven't seen yet, unfortunately. As we make our way through the right hand, and now you can also see that Carl Frentzen and Harvey Earnshaw, they're getting in the back.
New fast flat for you. The leader just did a 59.929.
As we come at it here, we now see that they're getting closer and closer. As we make our way through the right, and I can see they're getting closer and closer, but that makes sense. I mean, they're drivers that are hitting those 59 seconds mark. Well, we're stuck at 1 minute and 1 second, so ever so slightly they're catching up. That's no big deal as of yet.
The leader is coming up with you. They're not at line.
There, well, the blue flag's out as well. That was to be expected. At the moment, they're not there yet, but we'll keep our eyes out. They're getting closer and closer. Well, there goes the first buy now. The Hyundai, one of the options here for the TCR class. Obviously, there's quite a few cars in that class. They're all quite similar, but not all quite the same. But one thing is for sure, thanks to the trading paints thing we have installed, they're all looking beautiful. And obviously, with just 2 minutes on the clock now, time's going to be running out to try and do anything. Where was our header? Very far ahead. There's obviously back markers in the way now too. Plus we're getting lapped at the moment, so it's gonna be quite difficult. We keep it going. This could be our second last lap here. It goes so quick. Now just under that minute mark here. The driver behind us is actually drivers trying to lap us here. It's quite incredible to see how the field has really shifted over time.
White flag this time.
Well, there it is again, the reminder that there's a flag out there. Getting into possibly the last lap now.
New fast flat for you.
Fastest lap for us though, so we are improving now. Quite nice to see.
The car in P3, just set the fastest.
Now also, fastest laps of the race being set. Tim Burt set a fastest one, and I don't know how much impact that's going to have. I mean, I think there's just too little time left, but who knows.
Left side.
There goes the first through. Make sure we don't get into the way, and now it's just a matter of driving out the race, knowing that we're in the very last lap at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult race for us, but at least we're staying in it, which is good to see. Very little time remaining now, as we are looking to cross the line here in peace as well. There's still a driver behind us, but that shouldn't really get us into trouble, I think. I think it's too far gone. As we make it through yet again. Here are the checkered flags coming out, and we're going to finish the race here in P5. Not a bad result, considering where we started, but not a great result either. I mean, obviously we had to come in for some extra damages. We could have had maybe a fight otherwise with some other drivers as well, but that's just how it is. The meatball flag got caught, so you need to come in. A P5 finish it will be, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed at least here. Thank you to Wilver Racing for allowing us to race with them yet again here. So we're going to drive back into the pit slowly but surely. Just all together as it looks like right now. We're just looking to do our own thing as we're coming in at this point here. Just making sure we don't ram anybody. Some drivers are driving quite slowly over towards the pits again. All celebrating, all talking in Discord as well. Just making sure we have a fun time, because that's the most important part for us here, obviously. Missing out on some weekly races here. The uploads are going to be a little bit slower, because Sven's on a holiday right now in Greece. So a bit less racing action, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this video regardless. I very much have. My name is Ricky from RDC Broadcasting. It's been an absolute pleasure being here yet again. The growth on the channel has been amazing. It's always awesome to see you guys here, and I can only say thank you. Thank you very much, both from me and Sven, because the support on the channel, the growth on this channel has been awesome. It's really good to see. But also getting out there, some videos are going quite insane as well, which is really awesome to see. Well, there comes the pit. We're gonna park it up here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I very much have. And well, there's only one thing left for me to say, and that is all. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And next up, we'll be back as well. Here's the score at least here. We're getting there. Sven Matisse, P8 for now. Not bad at all. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I will see you guys next time.